people attract themselves to me because I make them feel seen and I love them in a universal love.
Mhm.
I am love.
Empire Podcast.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Empire. And yes, we have another great guest, returning guest, actually, author, poet, and so much more. And she goes by the name Fabs.
Yes.
Fabs, welcome to the Empire, or
Thank
returning.
you.
Welcome back to the Empire.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Now, how's your day been? How's your week been? How's your year been?
It's been interesting. It's like a roller coaster. Some things are good that are happening. Some things are crazy. Some things you just want to run from. But I can't complain.
Gotcha. So you run on roller coasters? You run on them?
I feel like it.
Gotcha.
My life just feels like
Vroom,
it goes
vroom,
up
vroom?
and down.
Gotcha. Because usually, I think of roller coasters, you sit down on them and it takes you for a ride. But you say run, I'm like, wow, she's actually running on the tracks. Like,
Yeah, I feel like it sometimes.
gotcha. How you managing?
With a lot of coffee,
Okay.
a lot of hope and faith.
Gotcha. Are you addicted to coffee?
Addicted. Whoever made coffee should be shot.
Wow, I think coffee comes from Ethiopia,
Whoops.
the coffee beans.
We love you over there.
Gotcha. They should be shot?
No.
Why should they be shot?
'Cause
Why
I'm
should someone who invented
addicted.
coffee be shot?
Because it's so expensive when you want the good stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I guess the people who like run Starbucks, Coffee Bean, those
I'm a
people.
Starbies.
You're
I'm a
Starbies.
Starbies. And I see how much money that I don't spend, but I would spend if it was me that was always buying it. It's just crazy.
Wow. Is that like a term, Starbies? Is that new? Has that always existed?
I don't know.
Okay.
It might have always existed, but
Okay.
I just caught on to it.
Did you make that up, Starbies? Is that
No, I think I heard my daughter say that.
okay?
Do you want to bring me some Starbies?
The rest is history.
It's stuck.
So people, if you guys want to know more about Fabs, check out our other interviews that we've done with her to figure out some more of her background. But she came back to talk to us about some new things. And so, what I wanted to address is you're coming out with a new single pretty soon, right? Or did it already come out?
No, it drops next week on the 20th.
like,
Next Sunday. Is it Sunday?
Yeah, I think next Sunday. Can you talk to us a little bit about what it is and who you worked with and what it's about?
It's a 420 song. I worked with Leah Wrights. She's an R&B artist out in LA County, doing amazing. So she's doing like the ad libs and singing behind me while I'm reciting. And it's a 420 theme. I don't know how we are about talking about that, but that's what it is. And it's like a vibe. It feels like a vibe. If you're a smoker, then like you listen to good music and it kind of gets you like in some type of zone where you're relaxed. It's that type of vibe.
Nice.
Excited.
Can we get a little sample of the hook or a sample of one of the lines from it?
Nope.
Wow.
Or we could just, okay, so it just starts with like, smoke is in the air, and then it's like you hear the smoke, and then it goes on from there.
Okay.
That's all I'm giving.
Okay, that's all we're gonna get, folks. You gotta tap in with her to find it.
Yeah.
To get it comes out 420. Okay, for sure. I think by the time this video comes out, it'll already be out. So you guys tap in with her. How did the experience making the single go? How was that experience?
It was fun. It was fun because I felt like I was in my own element. I'm a smoker, so I can kind of like fit into that whole theme of 420 because it's just like natural for me. Just when you listen to it, because I'm sure you're going to listen to it, you'll just feel the energy of like a meditative type of energy. So it was fun. It's always fun to work with Chase.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
was whose idea was it? Was it Chase's idea? Whose idea
It was
it?
Chase's idea. He was like, you gotta make a 420 song. Like, cause we did like a Halloween theme. So now that 420 is coming, he's like, you have to make a 420 song. It's you, it fits you and all that stuff. So I'm just like, whatever you say, Chase, I'm with it.
Gotcha. You trust him completely, huh?
Completely. It's weird. Not really weird in the sense that I trust him, but my friends, I really don't have a lot of friends. And when I say that I trust them, then it's like big and passionate of trust. So yeah, I do have that for Chase.
Yeah. He hasn't steered you wrong yet, huh?
No. And I feel like I give him that in return. So he can call me and ask me for help with anything, and he'll know if I have the availability, I'm going to go.
Gotcha. It's a mutual beneficial.
Yeah.
Nice.
sense.
I love that.
In friendship, though, because we don't like, it's not like a benefit where I'm getting like material things from him or vice versa. It's I think it's like an intimate type of friendship that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do share my vulnerable moments with him because I'm recording, and he'll ask me questions and he'll like pull that out of me. So when I'm recording or when I'm writing, I'm feeling it raw.
Gotcha. She's feeling it raw, folks.
Uh-oh.
And and it makes sense because like in the artistic space, like that's where we're most vulnerable. That's where we're letting our inner self out. And I don't know, when you mentioned this, it reminded me because I was listening to the Kanye West interview that everyone's talking about with him in the Ku Klux Klan uniform. That they're distracted by that, but he talked about how he felt like he got betrayed by, I forget who his name. Forgive me, folks. He felt he was getting betrayed because, like in the studio, as you know, you're being open and you're being, you're trusting these people. And so these people that he's working with, they come and backstab him. I forget who it is. I want to say Ty Dolla $ign, but I'm not sure. But he said like, I don't really associate with what Kanye West is doing. And he's like, bro, like we could have just talked offline and we could have figured out how to say it right. Like, like, we were in the intimate space together, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So that's what made me think of. So yeah, the other thing I wanted to ask is, since doing this album and this record, has there been a thought in your mind of maybe doing a 420 album?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm sure maybe Chase will come up with something like that down the line, but right now we're just trying to get out the ones that we've already finished. So I think after this one, we're going to start working on the Christmas things that I've already took photo shoots for. We've already written them out and all that stuff. So now it's just a matter of recording and getting a feature artist to figure out like what kind of cadence it's going to be. We like it like natural. When they're in the studio and they hear the beat and me talking, they just kind of go on their own and sing whatever they hear in their head, which is amazing.
Dope.
Yeah.
So basically, when you're working with Chase, you guys are kind of like setting up like the whole like, okay, we want to get the photo shoot. We want to make sure we have maybe a music video.
That's
promotion.
next.
Okay.
But it's so expensive to do these things because you have to pay everybody for their time. And some people have the misconception of videos and how much it costs and record deals and all that stuff. They don't really know the truth behind it. They only see what they read. But when you're in the industry and you're having to pay for your logos, pay for your beats and all that stuff, you really have to be consistent and determined to get these things done. So right now I'm still trying and figuring out with the songs, and then hopefully somewhere next year we could do like a video or something.
Do you know what song you want to do a video for?
I think the first one I want to do is Uneven Terrain,
Okay.
which is kind of like a prayer. I don't know if you've heard it yet, but it's kind of like a prayer in a sense. And I feel like it's so deep. And we got a lot of good like feedback, but like real life feedback, not just like trapping music where, hey, that's a good beat. No, I'm getting people like, I listen to this song when I feel like I'm about to relapse on a drug or some sense like that. So I feel like that's the one that we need to glorify first.
Ooh, I like that. Do you have any kind of visuals that you would like to have for that? Have you any ideas?
I'm seeing like a windowsill. I'm seeing like black and whitish or grayish in a sense. I'm seeing watching the feet walking, kind of like barefoot and just being by yourself when you feel depressed and you're looking for hope and you're looking outside like saying like there's a whole world out there. How can I be in it? How could I be successful? That's the type of energy that needs to be seen when you're looking at the windowsill. So that's why I say windowsill of some sort, something like that.
Like someone maybe looking through the window. Okay. I like that. I like how you mentioned like paying artists, because basically like that's basically the thing like a lot of people try to get away from is like artists don't need to get paid. It's like, no, like I respect artists and I need to pay them for their work. And I think that's very important, like especially when it's good quality, right? And I learned something recently, which is it's like a twofold, which is depending on how in demand you are or not, try to be, if you can, be flexible with people, try to work with people like in their finances, right? Like there's some people who charge X amount for this and X amount of that, but it's just like, okay, where are you living? What's the medium income for the people? What can people really afford? And kind of working with that. And that's kind of how I kind of work, it's like, okay, like, I could charge X amount, but it's like, okay, if I know you and I know our situation, if I know this, if I know the area, median income, like, let's make it work. You know what I mean? Like, let's make it work.
Well, I feel like your purpose of what you're doing is to expose life and messages. So you do deserve whatever it is that you're asking for your time. But if it was like a little radio station, then I have an issue about paying for radio interviews and stuff like that, unless it's like a podcast like this or a radio station that plays nothing but message music, or when they talk about message of some sort, because you just never know who's driving and needs to hear that. And then it's like, boom, I feel better. I heard somebody say this on a podcast, or this person was going through it and this is what she did. Maybe I should try that. And I feel like that's what your purpose is to expose that and open that for people to see.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah. That definitely, it's to give people an in-depth view of the individual, like yourself, their story and things. And today's price, wait, was it yesterday's price isn't today's price, so shout out to you, Fabs. I appreciate that. Thank you for recognizing, game recognized game, as they say.
Yeah, because you have to pay no matter what it is. Like these artists, let's say, like Rihanna, if she drops a song, she still has to pay for radio play. She still has to pay for her pictures and her logos and her producer. Well, at the level she's at right now, she probably gets it for free, but you still have to pay for other people's time. They're taking their time to create this craft with you because you're not doing it by yourself, but they're still entitled to whatever it is that they're asking, because at the end of the day, it's your vision and they're trying to help you make it.
Yeah. And that's again, like, because I think money is also is a sign of respect for the person's craft, right? Like, okay, I see your craft. I believe in you. I believe, here you go. I respect it. Just like how you go to Burger King, like, hey, I'm hungry. Here's this, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like what you're talking about. I wanted to talk about a little bit about what is Operation Daybreak. Am I saying that correct?
Yes.
What is that?
Oh my goodness. It is a scholarship program that LULAC is putting together. Our district director, Anthony Noriega, he put together this curriculum where Latinas that are interested in the armed forces, he helps buffer them. He pays for their school expenses, application fees, or anything that they need, as long as they are in that mindset of a career. Then Operation Daybreak will cover books, all that stuff. College, if you go to college, all that stuff. So it's kind of like a scholarship to help Latinas in leadership when they enroll into the armed forces.
Which is like the Army, the military?
Any Army, Marine, Navy, Air Force.
Okay. But they have to be interested in going into the military.
Yeah, because that's what it's umbrellaing, is anything that has to do with the military.
Gotcha. And what's your connection and association with them?
With LULAC?
Yeah.
I'm the secretary of our council.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so I really don't know the placement that I'm going to be with Operation Daybreak, because it's still, a baby. But because I am involved in it, I'm like going to hit one of the top positions if we say title or whatever. Yeah, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then with the workshop, because he wants to do workshops and stuff, I'm going to bring in my project to help these kids understand who they are so that they're ready for life, especially if you're going to go to the armed forces.
Yeah, which is completely different story, world, lifestyle. Usually very few women around a lot of men. Yeah, very interesting. But talking about your work, can we talk about your new book, which is, I guess it's called the Circle of Life?
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me show you this book. So there's a 3-part series. So on the back, here's the picture. There's 1, 2, and 3. And the purpose of this book, Circle of Life, is to help you understand purpose, life, the divine, or however you want to express your God or creator. It explains from the beginning of when you realize that you need change, to the things that you could do for change, and then to things that you, how would you say, where you need to go, and you decide which communication that you want to do, whether if you're praying or you like tarot cards or some type of divine communication, and it shows you how to do it and stuff. So, and there's also like little prompts that when you're reading, 'cause it's kind of like a workbook, go in there and you can write down what you feel, and then you could go back and say, oh, that's my root chakra. I need to be grounded more. So then you go back and you read it, and you could see all the veggies and fruits that you can buy to help with your energy. I think we talked about that the last time. Yeah. So I'm excited about it. We got a lot going on with it. We just dropped it.
What inspired you to write it?
Personal growth.
For yourself?
For what I went through
Mm-hmm.
to help other people. I feel like everything I go through that's major and impacted, that's how I create my media. I feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I do get asked questions about, recovery or what did I do to get out of a certain situation or depression, I feel like I need to write this down in case somebody else needs to read it or see it. So that's how like my mind works. So if you're asking me a couple questions a couple times, I might just write it out for you. That's how I feel why I wrote these books.
Can you read us maybe a page or something that's in the book?
Oh my goodness, you put
Yeah,
me
you
on
know, it's
spot.
here. We might as well get a little taste. Since you won't give it to me from 420, might as well get some from something.
Nope. Okay, let's see. Something cool. So there's 4 of us, Sandy, Callie, and Aurelia. And we put together this book, and it's awesome because it goes from when you're barely starting from a different person's perspective, and somebody else talking about their dreams, and me talking about what I went through, and then an advanced spiritual person, Sandy, she just breaks everything down.
So there's more than one author?
There's 4 authors.
Oh.
Yeah, there's 4 of us. I'm trying to find something good. There's 4 of us that put together our mindset and experiences and life, and we all put it down together. So you're getting 4 different views in one book.
Got you. 4 different personalities.
4 different personalities.
Got you.
Yeah.
And I guess that they're all women, so I guess it'd be like 16 personalities.
Oh my goodness. Not my women. We understand to not understand.
I like that.
Okay, I'm going to read this.
You found something? Okay.
Yeah, I think I found something. Okay, so it's just one paragraph I'm going to read. Chakras are like planets influencing our energy. Just as the sun is the center of the solar system, our heart chakra is the center of our physical body. Chakras meaning will are energy spots within us. Though invisible on an X-ray, chakras are part of our subtle energy system. They generate energy inside our body, much like the sun provides energy to the earth. Chakras are always active, but can become blocked, unbalanced, sluggish, overstimulated, especially when boundaries are lacking.
A little higher. There you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Boom.
Who did the artwork?
Aurelia did the artwork.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a little bit stressful. I'm not gonna lie.
And there's 4 different
There's
volumes?
3 different books.
Okay.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3. But we just did one. I said, you know what? Let's just put one together. And Aurelia was on it because she's a publisher, so she was able to do the publishing for us, like you were saying, trade work.
Mm-hmm.
So we all came together and did it.
What made you decide that these other 3 ladies were the ones that you wanted to collaborate with?
I've known them for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I really haven't met them in person, but Aurelia, I have. She's a friend. But the other 2 live in 2 different states.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, Sandy, she's my spiritual leader. Like she's the one that I go to when I feel stressed or when I need a prayer or a candlelit or whatever. She's the one that I go to because she's a master Reiki or Reiki master.
Okay.
Yeah. So her knowledge and experiences I felt was so important. So you have a beginning and then you have a conclusion or resolution from when you're starting. So you want to see the light with the end of all the stress that we're having to do. Where we're going to go. Well,
Yeah.
Sandy's that light for me. And then I have Callie who just started, well, she's maybe like on her 2 year already with the whole spiritual journey. So it's good to see that perspective from, because she's just starting. I'm in it, Sandy is running with it. And
Mm.
Aurelia and Kelly are kind of like in the same. So I feel like we're starting here and we're going up and up as far as like our experiences. But you really wouldn't know because the way we talk, you wouldn't know who's writing what in here.
Uh-huh. You said Kelly was her name? Did she do the book cover too as well?
Aurelia did all the work.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Did
I
that?
think she did an A1.
Okay.
Is it AI? No.
Oh, AI.
AI.
Yeah.
A1.
I was like,
No,
A1.
we're A1.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
AI. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think she did something like that.
Gotcha. So where did the initial idea come from? Was it your initial idea and then you reached out to these other ladies, or how did it go?
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't like to say yes because we both, I mean, we all of us put our all into it, but it was the spark of a conversation and we all just jumped on it.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is history. Yes.
And I think you mentioned Sandy, right? Is the Reiki? What's one of the things that she helped you with? Help you when you were going through something? What's one of the things that she helped guide you with?
When she tells me and reminds me of how far I've come, and she says very profound things to me that hit my soul, like I always say this is like my favorite quote which helped me move on from things that I felt like I was stuck on. So she said to me, life is about experiences and lessons, not right or wrong. So it made me back up a little bit in my own life because I'm trying to do everything right. Like I'm trying to be the perfect mom, the perfect this, the perfect that, but I can't be because I'm not perfect and I have no control. We don't have any control of it. And now that I feel like life is about lessons and about experiences, some are good and some are bad, but it's the way we push through. Like today, for example, you know,
What happened today?
it's about experiences. Sitting here talking to you about
Okay.
like my personal vulnerable projects.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, what lesson did she learn today? I was like, what happened?
My
What did I
lesson
miss?
today was to learn how to let somebody else control the narrative.
Okay. Is that me? Am I controlling the narrative?
Absolutely.
Are you sure?
I hope so.
Okay. So basically, okay. Oh, are you the type of woman that's like, it's hard to let someone else control, like drive the car if I'm in the car type of situation, metaphorically speaking, the car? It's like I need to be in control of the car, where the car is going,
Well, I don't know
metaphorically
about
speaking.
speak as far as women, but I feel like that's trauma for me. So I've got to make sure like I'm always aware, alert, and in control. But sometimes, I mean, well, most of the time we're never in control.
True. That reminds me of the Chase thing,
Yes.
right? Trusting Chase to just take the wheel
Yes. And he
instead
always
of,
says, you listen to me and I'm going to make it work. And he's right. So when he calls me, I see him calling me on the phone. I'm like, it's either money, it's an idea, or I need to follow through with something.
got you. Sounds like all good things.
All good things.
I might have to get Chase on the phone, be like, hey, Chase, yeah, I'm waiting for that money call, bro. What's
Chase, well,
cracking?
Chase Green. So,
Let me get that money call, baby. What's cracking?
yeah.
Super dope. Congratulations on the new single, the new
Thank you.
book.
Thank you.
And I think you mentioned that it's going to be in Spanish,
Yeah.
right?
So we have somebody that's going to translate it to us is for us in Spanish. I just had to get the book to him.
Okay.
But it's just been sitting in my car because I'm so proud of it. I just love looking at it. Like it's just beautiful. What? I just totally lost.
No, we're talking about getting it translated into Spanish.
Oh my God. I'm like,
Yeah.
what? I got all these things that are in my head.
Gotcha.
But yeah, we do have somebody that's going to translate in Spanish. And like I was saying about the whole Braille situation, I'm not going to let that go. It's just going to take me a little bit longer to figure that one out.
Gotcha. Well, tell people who we were offline talking about having it in Braille, but maybe enlighten the audience about what you want to do with Braille for the book.
Okay, so I want to translate the book into Braille so that other people that have the disability of reading, because I don't want to say, blind or whatever, but they'll have access to the knowledge as we do, because I'm sure they dream too. I'm sure they could see in their dreams and they could feel in their dreams, and they need to learn the information that I wish somebody would have taught me when I was younger. Maybe I wouldn't made as many mistakes as I did, but then also, they say it shapes you to who you are. But I would like to know some of this stuff sooner. Yeah.
To help.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'd be more advanced.
what's going on with the Braille? What's some of the blockages that's happening
Okay.
from the Braille?
It's so expensive. So when I was doing my research, you have to be licensed in order to upload your media or literature into the state platform, and they have to review it first to make sure that it's right. Because I don't know Braille, and I don't know if I'm reading yes or if I'm reading
Poo poo.
yeah or something, So of course somebody's going to have to review it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I only seen 2 people in California that can do the translating. But I also did some research the other day for an actual Braille machine. It was like $5,000. So you might as well pay somebody
To
to
just
pay the $5,000 to do it for you, because that's how much they're trying to charge us to do it.
and just type it with a regular typewriter, but come out in Braille type of thing.
But if we're doing that, we also have to cover the book itself, putting the book together. So it's more than just $5,000. We got to put it together still. Yeah,
So a lot of hurdles.
a lot of hurdles. But,
It's a lesson.
I'm up for a challenge.
And it's good.
It's
And
an
then
experience.
And once you get it, once you know it, once you do it and get it, then you'll know how to do it for the next one.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Is there any other
We'll see.
languages you'd be interested in translating the book into?
Anybody that speaks a different language that wants to jump on it,
Okay.
I'm willing for that. I'm not against any language, because we're all is one.
Got you. I guess a good one would be, I heard that Portuguese is a big one, and I guess Chinese, you can't go wrong having something in Chinese, right?
Yeah, right.
1 billion people. More than that, I guess.
Yes, true.
I wanted to know if you like to play a game.
Okay,
Yeah?
sure.
All right. So it's called Memorable Moments.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are you scared?
Maybe.
Got you a little scared?
All right.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you this drawing here, and I want you to tell me what is happening in this drawing. You ready for it?
Uh-oh. Okay. What is happening? Okay, so the first glance looks kind of like an owl, but then I kind of see maybe an eagle or a hawk. I want to say I see 2 people like hugging each other. And then I also see 2 snakes coming out.
Awesome. Okay. Well, flip it over. Tell us what it says.
The owl represents me believing in myself and coming to my own realization. I am wise, you are too.
Who's it by?
I don't know. A serial killer? Who's it by?
Does it say her name at the bottom?
Does it say May?
Mary.
Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Can't read it.
Got
Looks
you.
like my signature.
Got you. So I'll take that back from you.
Okay.
Nice. And I wanted to know if you do the honor and draw us a memorable moment in your life.
Okay.
Yeah?
I chicken scratch.
Chicken scratch is perfect. This is actually an artist who drew that, so
There's so many different elements that I seen to it.
yeah, which is perfect. Let me see here. I'll give you this.
Okay.
You got it?
Yep.
All right. And any memorable moment that comes to you in your mind?
Doesn't matter what it is.
No. Something that's memorable to you.
This is going to be weird. Okay.
Take your time. You're fine. Well, thank you for sharing. Thank you for playing.
Yes.
Not too bad of a game, right?
We don't get to see it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Just like how the person before you didn't get to see it.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's you get to see what was memorable to their life. Yeah.
That was like so intense. I didn't do something like that. I just,
Just come out, right?
Yeah.
It's one stream of consciousness, right?
One stream.
Just let it flow. What did I want to ask you? Oh, remember also I was mentioning the when you're talking about like the control, like letting someone trusting somebody in the narrative. The reason why I was mentioning like letting someone drive metaphorically, because it made me think about salsa dancing, or they call like ballroom dancing, which it's one of the hardest things is for the the woman's part, right? They have to trust the man to help guide them. And it's like one of the hardest things to like, for beginners to like trust him and say, hey, he's here to make me look good, and just guide him, because your instinct might say, I want to go this way, but he's like, we're going this way. And so when I was talking to you, it made me immediately think about that, because in dance, primero salsa, what I'm thinking about is like the whole role for the dance is that the guy is supposed to make the girl look good. Like no one cares about the guy. Like that guy does a couple of things, but in order for that to happen is that she has to trust him that he'll lead her. That's what I call it, the lead, right? Lead her into the right direction. So that's what it was making me think of when I was asking that question initially.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
What else did I wanted to say? You know, I think you made a post the other day, and like I think you were showing like your tattoos. Have you got more tattoos since last time I talked to you?
I've gotten like 3 or 4 more tattoos.
Really?
Yes.
What are they? What were they?
So I got a cassette with the ribbons, kind of like a heart shaped.
Okay.
And it says role play, which is one of the titles of the songs that I've written.
Okay.
And then I added my new grandson's name, and then I got Medusa in the back of my leg.
Okay. Why Medusa?
Because she is a powerful woman that represents powerful women.
That turn people to stone when they look at her?
Well, it just depends on why you're looking at her. You know, from the beginning, she was casted out because she was mistakenly condemned for being sexual with somebody else's husband, when in fact he violated her. And instead of the family member kicking the man out, she kicked the relative out and cursed her. And that's how she ended up being the snakes in her head. So she was cursed. You can't love a man can't love you
Ever again, right?
ever again, and a man will turn to stone when you look at him. So I feel like it's so powerful in my life journey.
You feel some type of relation to that? Men are turning to stone when they look at you?
Don't be looking at me all crazy.
Okay, damn. Fellas. Close your eyes when you watch the video.
No, just in a sense, when men look at you in a lustful way and they try to be suave or charismatic and make you feel like, you know, you're special, and you think you're special, but it's just the image of a man that he thinks that of you, but it just must be lust.
Gotcha.
You know?
But isn't that like the whole purpose of life? That's
the chemistry
right?
in the beginning, if that's your initial intention. But if you're just looking at somebody because you find them attractive and you just want to kind of see what that's like. And then after, you know, it's that one song, I wonder if I take you home, would you still love me? By Lisa and the Cold Jam. Kind of thing.
That's the kind of the vibe that it reminds you of that? Okay. Okay. As opposed to, because some people I just want you just for that one night. I don't care about you deeper than that.
It's the illusion that they think. Unless you like really get to know somebody, like, are you still attracted to that person? You know, in a sense.
Yeah.
I don't do one night stands. And it's not like it hasn't been offered, you know, but I don't do one night stands. I thought about it a couple times.
Okay.
You know, I'm human.
Why not? Right?
I don't know. I just feel like when you open up your body to somebody, in a sense, you're opening up all of them, and that comes with them.
True.
Their energy, everything. Do I want to be attached to something that I'm not really sure of? Not really.
Yeah. I think there's actually been studies about, especially on the women's side, about the attachment to the different partners. Like, so the more partners you have, like the more attachment, the more, and the harder it becomes to attach to somebody else because of the multiple partners.
Trauma, man.
Yeah. There is definitely some energy that's definitely being passed on to both people during intimacy, right? So
Yeah.
you have to be, we have to be careful who we decide to be intimate with. So it
But
does
then some people aren't even raised with those values or knowledge. So they're just out running amok.
Yeah, and then that's where that
until life happens, and then you're like, oh, maybe this isn't a good idea.
and that's when that trauma comes in, right?
And I don't want to be that. So I say no.
And that's what we have.
Like,
Sorry. You gotta work a little harder.
Man.
Show me a little bit more about who you is.
Yeah.
Right. And I also think I used to I guess I have a two-way thought about it, which I think is if the vibe is right and like the person is cool and like you guys are just like vibing on a cool level and you can kind of sense that, you know, that I guess one night stand is not so bad, right? If that's, you know, if the vibe is right, you can sense right. But I also think I agree with you. There is no rush if you kind of want to know more about that individual. Because, you know, like if you're not desperate, I guess that's another way to look at it, right? If you're not desperate, you can just like, okay, we could spend time to understand what do you want out of this? What do I want out of this? Like,
But what if you're like trauma and busy like me and you're sometimes emotionally unavailable and you're hanging out with somebody and they happen to like you and they really like you and you're unavailable?
like
Then what?
emotionally, physically,
Yeah,
or what?
emotionally unavailable. Like
Okay.
you really digging me, but I don't dig you in that sense, but we can hang out because you're cool.
Oh, well,
But do you
that's
really want to continue hanging out with me because you like me?
no,
Who's going to hurt in the end? Not me.
no, yeah. So that's their fault
So casual dating for me is not.
on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's their fault though. You already, if you already told them, hey, I'm not interested, and they're still trying to romantically pursue you, that's their problem.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it is because I've been single for so long. There's that little like hope in a sense
For
that
you or for them?
she'll give in eventually because she's still single, you know. But I haven't, and I don't plan on it yet unless I meet somebody that's gonna make me change my mind.
Uh-huh. Is there who or what can possibly make you change your mind?
So this book that I wrote,
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, the
it's
circle of life.
beautiful. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Myself, I guess, and God. I'm still
Okay.
working through it right now.
Okay. In the right time, in the right moment.
I say divine time, but come on, God, it's been 4 years.
Hey, well, how long did the children of Israel walk through the desert?
I don't know, but I'm not trying to walk through no desert.
No, not that long. Not 30 years or 60 years.
I'm already dry.
Oh, hello. So we need some moisture here.
Help.
Help me. Give her some water.
Man.
Just, hey, I do believe, I guess, in divine timing. You know, it's crazy because like I was listening to shout out to Myron Gall the other day. And it's like, you know, he said something that was really interesting, which was instead of asking God to get us out of the hardship that we're going through, um, ask God to help me understand how I'm going to get through this and why I'm going through this to get to the thing that you want me to get to on the other end. Am I making
What's
sense?
the lesson?
Yeah.
What's the experience?
Yeah. Am I making sense on that? And so I believe, Fabs, if you believe that Aquaman is out there, then he is. Not she. I don't think. Not she. Right?
No.
Okay. No she's, guys.
I thought about it.
You thought about it?
Yeah. I'm like, what's going on, God?
You tried it?
Am I going the wrong gender? Like,
Got
just
you.
tell me.
Got you. She's like, I tried it once. She's like, nah, just too much hair in my mouth. It was not happening.
Help.
Help. It smells kind of fishy out here.
Oh, no, not the fish. Can you please drink some pineapple juice?
There we go. Hey, we have a whole book on type of foods that could help you.
For
pH
real?
balance. We got
For
you. We got you.
Man.
Pineapple,
Get the book.
peaches. You know, just stay away from the meat. Just stay away from the meat in general. Oh yeah, the Medusa. That's what I wanted to ask. Was it Zeus that took advantage of her? Or was it Zeus? Because she's Athena's daughter, right?
Yes.
She's Athena's daughter, who's the
Yes.
goddess of love.
Yes. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Did you ever hear the concept of that Medusa is actually supposed to be a black woman?
No.
Because the locks, the snake hair, supposed to be locks.
Really? That's interesting. I'm going
Yeah.
to have to look that up now.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of Greek mythology actually comes from Africa, but that's a whole different conversation.
Wow.
Yeah. The little we know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I feel like I'm colored. I relate to colored people when they say colored people and white people. I'm not white.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, because where's your mom and pops from?
Out here in LA. My grandparents are,
ethnic-
my grandmother's from Texas.
Okay, like
Yeah, they're
ethnically
old
speaking,
school.
like are they
Oh, we're Hispanic American.
okay? Like they're from Mexico.
Well, we generated from there, but my parents are from over here. So they're
Gotcha.
like modernized, you know?
Gotcha. Gotcha. So you couldn't even say that you're white because your parents are of Mexican descent, as they would say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Colored people. I know that's a whole interesting term. People of color.
Yeah.
Colored people.
Well, you know, when they say people of color, that's where I relate to.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it would be interesting if you said, "No, I relate to Scandinavians." Like, really? Who's
Well, some
Scandinavian?
people think that they're white and Caucasian because they live in America,
Oh, even though they're not.
even though they're not.
Okay, like their mindset. You have you met some people like this?
I mean, when I was in high school,
Uh huh.
you know, and I used to have to ask when they say ethnicity, what do I click? You know, growing up learning about your culture and stuff and things that we don't know because we're kids and we're not aware. And now we have phones, so now we're really aware. But we weren't aware back then. So what am I? Am I white because we're here and we're a citizen?
Yeah. Like, what does white mean? Psychological. Psychological.
Fabs, get out of your head.
No, we're
You're
here. We're
always in
here.
your head.
We're here. No, your head is here. You know, we're here together. We're connecting. It reminds me of. Have you seen? I think they call it like I forget the test, like a baby test, where they have babies of different colors or dolls of different colors of different races. Have you seen this test? So basically, what they'll do is they'll have these dolls of different colors from like light skin to dark skin, and they'll ask kids probably like I don't know 6 to 10, which baby which doll is the nice doll? They'll pick the white doll. Which doll is the bad doll? They'll pick the black doll. Which doll is the smart doll? They'll pick the white doll. Which doll is the criminal? They'll pick the black doll.
What the heck?
And these are all races, all kids, going back to like training. Kind of wild, right?
Homeschool your kids if you can.
Hey,
Teach them the culture.
teach them what's up. You know, they say don't let your enemies teach you. Teach your kids.
This school's going to teach your kids if you're not teaching them correctly. The kids that go to that school are going to teach you other things that you may not be exposed to at home.
Yeah. That's why I've been really respecting private schools, because private schools is like, hey, this is what we live by. This is what we believe in. And you have to pay for it, right? Because this is the type of standard that we live by. So, you know that, hey, for example, if people don't want to talk about, I don't want to have trans topics in my school. Well, this is a private school. We don't believe in that. So you don't have to worry about
All the outside stuff, all the
coming in.
edgy stuff.
Yeah, or things that you don't believe in, like your community, they believe in this. So hey, we fund a school that doesn't believe in that. A Catholic school, for example, is a private school.
Yes.
So obviously, you're not going to have conversations on X, Y, and Z. You know.
Yes.
But I wanted to ask you, how's your energy been now? How's your energy? How's your vibe? You been eating good food? What's going on?
I've been trying to stay away from meat. I started eating meat again because
Okay.
I was having some health issues and I needed to gain weight. So I started eating meat again, but I also noticed that my skin texture is changing when I eat meat. So I feel like I need to not eat meat again and just stick to fruits and vegetables now that I kind of have like okay weight right now. But my energy's good. I'm
Okay.
busy a lot with my grandkids because they're so active, and my kids go to work, and I'm mom and dad, so I have to make up for what they don't have, and I have to make up for what I don't have.
Got you. But you always have somebody,
Yes, at
right?
the end of the day, we have God,
Right?
you know, in our minds. We talk to ourselves. I talk to myself. I even answer myself.
Got you. What did you talk to yourself and answer yourself to today?
To not be so introverted when I
Okay.
got here. So talking to the ladies that were here, that's fresh.
That was fresh. Was it refreshing?
It was, you need to talk to them
Okay.
in my head.
Was it refreshing?
Yeah.
Got you.
Like I could do this.
I threw you right in there, didn't
She
I?
liked me.
I threw you right in there,
You
didn't I?
did.
I had to throw you.
You did.
Alley oop. I like to do alley oops. Slam dunk. Come on, you got
I
this.
was like, hi.
Yeah. And was it a good experience?
It was great.
Right.
Hopefully we could do something though.
Hey, all we have to do is start with a seed and see what can happen, right?
Yeah.
And nothing happens unless we put an effort for it. And so
We could collaborate. You and I can do something together.
Hey, we're here.
That'd be fun.
We're here. Let's see what happens, and all we can do is just go for it, right?
Yeah,
You never know it until you try. That's what I'm about,
exactly. Mm-hmm.
and I'm about positivity. And I'm a plant-based person, so I think you might be aware of your body by saying that meat is making your skin feel weird.
Mm-hmm.
And
I also feel like a carnivore. I'm not gonna lie.
ah,
I feel like if I eat a burger, especially like red meat, I feel like,
did just
oh no, I just
what
want to eat.
you want to destroy something or
I
what?
don't know. I just
Get the
want to be
claws. You
like,
get the claws.
yeah. I feel like if vampire, when they like smell blood and they want to eat you or bite you, that's how
Okay,
I feel like. It makes me, I don't know, like roar.
talk to us. What's
I don't
roar?
know.
Roar you?
Like, I just feel like I want to eat you.
Okay,
It's weird.
got you.
I feel rough. I don't know.
Okay. Did you have a burger today?
No.
Okay, thank God.
No, I'm on my coffee right now. That's breakfast.
Okay. Okay. So you feel like a little bit more aggressive and stuff like that,
When I
maybe?
eat meat, that's the word.
That's the right word?
Aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It makes sense, right? Because, God knows what they're putting into that beef, and technically our bodies are not supposed to have it, right? Genetically speaking, right? As opposed to fruit and plants. But that's a whole different story.
Color coordinate those chakras.
Color coordinate. Let's before we get out of here, let's go a little bit into some food color coordinations. Talk to us a little bit about it.
Okay, so I work more with my root chakra because that's where I feel like I'm unbalanced of
Gotcha.
grounding.
Tell us, for people who don't know what the root chakra is. Where it is.
It is your chakra that is located in your genitalia.
Okay.
Yeah, and it that's what it represents. Love, grounding, a lot about love and self-awareness and self-discovery. And because I am working through trauma every day of my life, that's what I focus on a lot, is always remaining grounded. So in order to feed that, you have to eat things that are red, tomatoes, apples, and then you feel refreshed because you're eating an apple, fruit, chakra, red, and it's going towards what it is that you're trying to accomplish in a sense. I also work with my sacral chakra too, because I'm not very confident in some things, and I have to remind myself I need to draw the energy here in your gut. That's why they say pay attention to your gut feeling. You feel it here in your gut, and I need to make sure that that's where I'm drawing my strength from, so that I am able to push through.
What food do we eat for the gut?
Anything yellow,
Anything yellow?
lemon, anything that's yellow, bananas.
Okay. Pineapple?
Pineapple. Lots of pineapple.
Lots of pineapple. It's interesting. Two things, because I was just listening to a gentleman talking about lemon is one of the most beneficial things for the body, because the liver will take it and transform it into anything that the body may need it for. Like, it's one of the most versatile fruits that you can use in the body, or that the liver uses for the body. It's like, hey, I need this here. Okay, you had some lemon, I can do that. And when you say follow your gut, or you let your gut be your guide, I have a chapter in my book actually called, I think it's called "Let Your Gut Be Your Guide," which is about following your gut. Let your gut instinct tell you things, because they call it. Some people call it your second brain. Some people call it your first brain.
Or the left side of your brain?
Your gut.
Yeah.
They call it your.
Oh, your gut.
They call
That's
it.
what they're thinking.
Yeah, they
But you're
call it.
also acknowledging it from your left side of your brain, your intellect.
That's the. Is it the artistic side?
I
Is the
think
left side?
so.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. So they say.
But also, that's also in my book. Your intuition, your gut feeling, fruits and vegetables, and color coordinations in there as well.
That's why I mentioned the color coordination, because it's also in the book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to throw my book in there too. Little
Yeah,
collaboration
hell
there.
yeah.
I think that's the purpose of growing up. I realized that too, is that our purpose is to make life easier for the next generation, or to prepare them better. Like, I remember I was talking to my friend about this the other day, and we were like, man, we have all this information and knowledge. Like, the whole purpose of it is to teach the next generation as soon as possible. Like 3 years old, 4 years old, just start hitting them with all this knowledge, even if it's little by little. So that way, when they get older, they're like, oh,
They got it.
right. I'm working on this next level of things. Right. So Fabs, you're a woman of faith, right? You believe in a higher being, God. If you had one question to ask God that God would answer back to you, what question would that be?
I'm not going to get emotional, but I would say, why did you take my loved ones the way that you did? What was the purpose? And why did I get to meet them if you're going to take them? Dear.
Okay. And I have a napkin if you need one. Or there's a napkins right there if you need one. That's the biggest question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think the answer would be if you could guess an answer?
They serve their purpose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's 100% true.
Yeah. Because there's a statement that is like, is it better to have love and loss than to never have loved at all?
Absolutely.
Do you agree with that statement?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a lover girl. I was telling Chase the other day, I think that people attract themselves to me because I make them feel seen and I love them in a universal love.
Mm-hmm.
I am love. I'm telling myself this too,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a lover girl. I am love in general. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm a walking lover
Mm-hmm.
to all, though, I think that is my purpose.
I love that. But, you also have to make sure that your love fuel is not drained, that you
Yeah.
also have,
To be loved,
yes,
that's the battle.
so that way that you can be filled, so that way you can be filled up
Mm-hmm.
and give, right? Because we can only give what we have. We don't want to be driving on empty, right?
Yeah.
Because that's when you burn out, crash, and then, but in my opinion, what's good about the concept of, being loved or self-love, I guess that's another way to look at it, right? Self-love is, obviously you can get love from somebody else internally and feel it that way, but then also you can do self-love, like learning how to love thyself and doing things, whatever that is. It's different for you than it is for me. One thing for me is laughter. Laughter is like a battery, call it a battery, help get back up. And then that way you can fill out, as opposed to like, we live in such a society that always wants to take. We live in a take society, right?
Mm-hmm.
What can I get from you? What can I get from you? What can I get from you? But we always have to make sure that we take care of self.
Yeah.
So,
I have to self-love on myself right now.
mm-hmm.
And my kids, they're like what I'm driven for and about,
Mm-hmm.
I want to give them something. So when they see their mom, they're like, oh, my mom does this or my mom does that. And I feel like Sandy said, well, Karina, my oldest daughter, she told Karina that I was the one who initiated the breaking of the generational curses. She's the one that completed it.
Your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 100% true too.
Gotcha. Do you believe in generational curses?
I do, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We're having to pick up the pieces from our parents.
Yeah.
For our first time living. So not only are we learning about life, we're having to pick up your guys' pieces too.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that they probably lived through some emotional trauma that their parents left for them.
But I refuse to see my grandma in another light.
Okay.
My mom says, she's like, my mom was mean, but I've never seen my grandma like that. So I don't let her experience with her own mom taint me with my experience with her mom.
Ah.
So
you don't let it corrupt you.
My grandma was like the best lady ever.
She was an angel.
Yeah, she taught me how to be a woman. She taught me about, not having casual sex.
Okay.
And stuff like that, values and self-respect of your body and stuff like that. My grandma was on it when it came to me and being intimate, where I'm laying in bed with her and I'm listening to everything she's saying. I don't have that no more.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that. Like, wow. Like, when was the last time, ladies and gentlemen, you heard someone say, someone taught me how to be a woman, or someone taught me how to be a man? You don't hear that anymore, right? Especially, people out there doing God knows what.
Yes. And I'm so thankful that my daughters, they don't have like all these kids, running amok. I'm having to watch my kids because you're on the streets partying. Like, my daughters are nothing like that. Mm-hmm. I'm so thankful.
Proud, right?
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you'd take up the chancla and start beating them with it?
or something.
Right.
Well, I did. I did, and I think it kind of shaped them to who they are. We had it hard. We were stuck on, so I was stuck on survival mode for so long that I lacked so much, and they lacked so much from their mom. But when I like took a stand and started trying to take control of my life and the way it was going, the dynamic became different. Now we're like go-getters. Now we're like change. Now we're like, we already seen the side of us. Like, we can't be like that no more.
The evolution.
Yes. And Karina would tell me something like, I think she told me, I know sometimes when you're down, but your comebacks are big. I'm like, damn, girl.
That's what you're talking about, right? Aquaman on his way. Aquaman on his way.
I know Chase was like, somebody's going to see you on an interview or something, and they're going to be like, that's my wife. That's my wife on the TV. Honey, where are you?
Boom. There he is. Hey, I guess we're a dating channel now. She's 5'4", folks. She likes vegetables. No drama.
None.
She'll take men of any height, any race, any size.
No, you gotta be taller than me.
You gotta be
for sure.
Got you. 5'4.5" and above is accepted. Call us now. 1-800 the Empire. Yes. You never know. You know. You never know who's watching what, who's listening to what, who's seeing what. And I remember I was listening to a guy. I think his name is Dante Nero. He helps with men do certain things, but his baby mama, I guess, she said that she heard him talking, and she just fell in love with everything he said, and the rest is history. Like, they became husband and wife, had a kid. So this reminded me of that story. Like, you never know who's watching. You never know who could fall in love with what you're saying. Dun dun dun. I guess just invite me to the wedding, I guess, or invite me to the dance party. You know, salsa.
I don't think I'll ever get married again.
Never get remarried? Why not?
I don't see it in the cards.
Okay.
I feel like it's a curse in a sense. Just like getting somebody's name tattooed on you.
Gotcha. That's not like a child.
A curse.
Okay. It's almost as bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like if I got into like a really serious relationship, I'd want to be that. Because I feel like if we get married, then it might ruin that. I don't know.
You know, it's interesting because the lady that you just met, I call her husband, but they didn't get married. But their lifestyle was basically like marriage. Everything, they had everything else but the title, right, of marriage. And like she said, it was like one of her happiest relationships. She told me that in the afterlife, out of all the men that she ever been with, I want to be with him.
Because there's no pressure. Yeah. And if one day you feel like this just isn't enough for you and you need to leave, then we're not married. You can leave. We don't need to do all the divorce and all that stuff. You got free will. I don't want to take it, you know. But I am willing to wear somebody's ring. You want to buy me a ring when I'm out and you want to see that I'm married. I'm willing to do that. And I'm also not willing to change my last name.
You're not changing the last name? For nobody?
Nobody.
Got you.
Yeah.
Hey.
Sorry, Dad. My daddy comes first.
Okay, hey. Maybe someone will live with that, right? Hey.
But I feel like somebody that would want to be in that type of relationship, they will know that. Just getting to know me about how important my name is.
Okay, hey. And maybe just a name is a name, you know? Maybe you guys can... Some people are married and don't even live in the same house. I
was just going to say that. I saw a TikTok of some girl. They have separate rooms. Their lives are separate. And I'm like, I could do that. I could totally do that. Because when I have a girl day and I need to do my facial and all the girl stuff, I don't have to worry about you watching me do all these things. I'm just going to magically come up and be cute. Because you're not going to see all the stuff that comes with it.
Got you. You won't see the Medusa.
No.
You won't be seeing the Medusa at night.
Man.
Super cool. Super cool. I was going to say something else, but I can't think. And so I'll just move forward. I like that. It's super cool. Hey, there's someone out there for all of us, I believe.
Especially if you get with somebody that snores. Oh, God, please don't.
Okay. No snoring for you?
I need headphones.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm going to like go to your beat. Like, and then if you're like, then I'm going to be,
It's like, oh, man.
Come on.
It's like, Jesus. What's going on? Is
Is
there a
it time to
demon?
wake up? Is that an alarm?
That part. See, that person used to be on a more healthier
Yes.
lifestyle. That's probably what's going on, and that's when you're there for to help them get that
Get it
sickness out.
together, babe.
Yeah,
Get it together.
get that mucus out. Fabs, would you like to play another game with us?
Okay.
Yeah, she is so like, God, what is he gonna do? She's really saying no, but since I'm here, I got to be nice and sweet.
Okay, let's see your game.
You ready for it?
Okay.
Got you. Okay, so I want you to run around here naked.
Oh.
No, no, just joking. This game is called Quik Slip. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a word, and I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear this word.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
Yep.
You ready for it?
A word or emotion?
Whatever comes to your mind.
Okay.
But definitely verbalize it.
Okay.
You ready for it? Does it make sense?
Okay.
Yeah? All right, Quik Slip. Here we go. Apple.
Orange.
Chakras.
Meditation.
Possess.
Demons.
Aloe vera.
Sunburn.
Hitler.
Bastard.
Hannah Montana.
My daughters.
Mental.
Fabs.
Love.
Fabs.
Grateful.
Fabs.
Passion.
Fabs in love.
Growth.
Self-discovery.
Outlook.
Goals.
Bear.
Understanding.
Medicine.
Healing.
Hope.
Faith.
Nana.
Grandma.
Husband.
No.
Home.
Grandma.
Heart.
Broken.
Quilt.
Blanket.
Tourette's.
Disability.
Tranquil.
Knockout.
Impact.
Effort.
Input.
Conversation.
Outcome.
Resolution.
Goals.
Life.
God.
The one.
Grace.
Gracious.
And that's Quik Slip.
Whoop.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Not too bad, right?
No, that's
Right?
great.
Fabs, thank you so much for being on the Empire. Is there anything else, going on that you want to share with us before we get out of here?
Just our book and the music, and I have, I think, 2 more other interviews that are going to be dropped this month. So it's Fabs month, and I'm very insecure, and I'm very scared, and I'm very anxious that all this stuff is going to be dropped back to back to back. But I just have to stay focused and remember what the end game is.
All right.
So tune in.
Yeah. What's the end game?
Success.
I love it. And what's the best place to sit down with one-on-ones with?
On Instagram? Is that what you're saying?
I meant out of all the interviews that you're going to be doing, who's the best person that
You are, sir.
There we go. The
Mr.
Best,
Miles.
yeah, the best platform.
Best.
There we go. You heard it, folks. Fabs, thank you so much for being on the Empire once again and returning. Can you please let everybody know how they can find you, support you, get your book, all that jazz?
At Fabs_Trebizo. That's all my social media. FABS as in Sam _Trebizo. And then my website's fabstrebizo.com. I'm mostly on Instagram. That's where most of my traffic is at. And it's funner there. And then TikTok.
Why is Instagram so fun?
I don't know. Maybe because most of my family and my cousins and stuff are there, and all the crazy memes my bestie sends me.
What's one of the most recent memes you got that was good?
Not from him. Not gonna say it.
We're not talking about.
I'm not gonna talk about it.
No.
He's a mess.
Okay.
He's a mess.
Got you. I just see the Kermit the Frog slipping the tea. That's what I'm thinking about right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll have also her link in the description for her Instagram and her website, so that way you guys can click on it and follow her that way. I want to thank Fabs for being on. I want to thank all you guys for listening, tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. If you want to support us, we appreciate you. You can do our Cash App, which is $THEE Empire Podcast. We also have PayPal, Venmo, other forms. All the support really helps, goes back into the program to keep it going and doing this amazing work. We also have books. We have merch. bunch of things that could help support, keep us going. And we appreciate all you guys. A little cup right there, a little drinky drink, whatever
Can you
you
see
want.
it? Can you see it? Can you see it?
So we appreciate all you guys. And yeah, other than that, is there anything else, Fabs, you want to say before we get out of here?
No, thank you for your time.
Thank you. And other than that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll catch you in the next episode. Peace. I say it's my duty. Yeah. Is it my will? Yeah. To do what? Yeah. To do is right. I say. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. And can you slide it over?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yes, because I went through a lot to get here. To teach you guys, don't make the same mistakes.